Hi everyone. My name is Jerry Wise, and for over 45 years I've been helping people who grew up in narcissistic, toxic, or dysfunctional families get family dysfunction out of them and become their true selves they were never allowed to be. Today I want to talk about 10 things adult children of narcissists secretly long for and often or never talk about. Adult children of narcissists and dysfunctional families often carry deep-seated emotional struggles and many unmet needs from their childhood. As they heal, they commonly develop a set of desires that reflect their longing for emotional safety, autonomy, and authentic connections. Some of the most common desires include what I'm going to share today. First, emotional validation and acceptance. So what did they miss? Growing up with narcissistic parents, these individuals often experience emotional invalidation or dismissal of their feelings. Narcissistic parents typically center their lives around their own emotions, leaving little room for their child's emotional experience. And what do ACONs, adult children of narcissists, desire? As adults, they long for relationships where their feelings and experiences are acknowledged and valued. They seek validation and acceptance from others and often from themselves. As adults, we seek from others what was not given to us when we were growing up. And we seek from others what we don't give to ourselves. And then we get into many problems in relationships. And also, so many times, end up in a relationship with a toxic partner, a marriage, because we are hoping those needs would be met by the other person, not realizing we can resolve those issues and also give those things to ourselves and then have a healthier relationship. Secondly, adult children of narcissists seek and desire autonomy and independence. What did ACONs miss? Narcissistic parents are known for controlling or micromanaging their children's lives, leaving them feeling powerless or dependent. And what do they desire? As adults, they crave the freedom to make their own choices without feeling controlled or manipulated. They want the ability to assert their own needs, boundaries, and desires without guilt. So as we begin to heal and recover, we move to giving ourselves permission to try, to fail, and to choose what we want to do. We take responsibility for whatever the outcome is, which we were never given the freedom to do before. Number 3, healthy boundaries. What did we miss as ACONs? Growing up with blurred or non-existent boundaries, adult children of narcissists often felt enmeshed with their parents, with little separation between their own identity and their parents' needs. Often I find, even after distancing from their parents, even after maybe going no contact with their parents, they still can suffer from the lack of boundaries between their parent and themselves, because that lives on in us emotionally. And I think that's important for healing and recovering, even if we go no contact, that we continue to work on releasing ourselves and detaching ourselves from the emotional connection that we have. That's an unhealthy emotional connection. And what do ACONs desire? They strive to establish clear and healthy boundaries in their relationships. This includes learning to say no, maintaining emotional distance from toxic dynamics, and asserting their own identity. The ACON, in their recovery, it will be important for them to make space for their own voice, adjusting away from chronic boundary crossers. Those who chronically cross boundaries, those who overly expect different things, those who demand you not be different from them. We need to begin to gain space for our own voice and ourselves. Is that possible? Yes. And in many of my videos, I talk about how important it is to self-differentiate, which will help free us from those dynamics. Number 4, authentic mutual relationships. ACONs desire authentic and mutual relationships. I don't know how many times I've heard people say, that's all I want. Someone who is real, honest, and is mutual, not on a power, not either overpowering me or underfunctioning where I must overfunction. I want a mutual relationship. What did ACONs miss? Narcissistic parents usually have one-sided relationships with their children, where the child's needs are ignored and the parent's needs dominate. We take that on into adulthood and on into our relationships. And what do we desire? Adult children of narcissists often yearn for genuine, reciprocal relationships built on mutual respect, empathy, and shared emotional intimacy. They want connections that are free from manipulation, drama, and emotional abuse. One of the things in the recovery process of overcoming not having authentic mutual relationships growing up in a narcissistic family is we must raise our tolerance for good things. We are so used to things being the way they were. And so we have to raise our tolerance for mutual relationship. We have to raise our tolerance for trusting people whom are worthy of trust. We have to raise our tolerance for receiving love and giving ourselves love. And raising that tolerance is very important. In several videos and in many programs, I give tools and teaching about how to accomplish this. Number 5, adult children of narcissists desire a strong sense of self. Well, what did we miss in terms of self growing up? Narcissistic parents often define their children by their own expectations and desires, leaving the child confused about their own identity. And what do ACONs desire? As adults, they seek to build and solidify a clear and confident sense of self. This involves discovering their own interests, beliefs, and values, and separate from their parents' influence, as well as the influence of others. In other words, we stand strong within ourselves. And whenever I talk about standing strong as self, it doesn't mean I'm not open to other people or advice or caring from others or even warnings from others. But I still have to make the decision if that's the advice I'm going to accept. It's still for me to decide, not them. Nor do I decide it based on guilt. Number 6, ACONs desire emotional stability and peace. What did we miss growing up? Life with a narcissistic parent often involves emotional chaos, manipulation, and unpredictability, leading to a heightened sense of anxiety and stress. And what do we desire? ACONs long for emotional stability and calm. They want relationships and environments that are emotionally safe and free from the turmoil and drama that characterize their upbringing. Again, I bring back the issue of learning to tolerate calmness. So many people want to reduce drama. I try to help people increase their tolerance for calm. We certainly want to lower our tolerance for drama and dysfunction and turmoil, but we want to increase our tolerance for calm and lowered anxiety and lowered highly charged relationships. But that does require changing our tolerance because we have been used to that as the norm. Number 7, adult children of narcissists long for self-worth and confidence. Well, what did we miss growing up? Narcissistic parents often belittle or criticize their children, which can lead to low self-esteem and feelings of inadequacy. And what do they desire? As adults, they want to feel worthy and confident in themselves. This includes rebuilding self-esteem and overcoming the internalized belief that they are not good enough. Not being good enough is learned. It's not reality. It is learned. You are actually as good enough as you feel you are not good enough. And remember that. You are good enough as you feel you are not good enough in reality. Number 8, what do ACONs desire? Freedom from guilt and shame. What did we miss? Narcissistic parents frequently use guilt and shame to control their children, making them responsible for their parents' happiness or failures. And what do ACONs desire? Adult children of narcissists often want to free themselves from the feelings of guilt and shame that were instilled in them during childhood. They seek the ability to live their own lives without the burden of their parents' expectations. And again, recovery continues in that area. I have people say, but Jerry, how do I do that? It's not a how question, it's a when question. When comes first, the how will follow. So many of us do not want to give up our shame and guilt because there's some downsides to doing that. And so then we keep on a path of going, but how do I do it? But how do I do it? If you choose the when question first, I'm going to begin to let go of my guilt and shame because it is not real and it keeps me in the ACON mindset, the narcissistic mindset. And if we begin to choose to let go of our guilt and shame, hows will begin to follow. Number 9, ACONs desire validation of their experience. What did they miss? Narcissistic parents often gaslight and manipulate their children into questioning their own reality, leaving them doubting their own experiences. What do we desire? What do ACONs desire? They crave acknowledgement and validation of their experiences, both from others and themselves. They want to be able to trust their own perceptions and feelings without second guessing them. Of course, it's always important to know you're not perfect and you may not do things right always, but if we are always second guessing, then we're not trusting our own perceptions and reality. Others' validation is very helpful, and that's where groups, support groups, and different experiences like that, therapy, coaching, can be a help for that. But self-validation is essential. The best way to get validation from others is to not need it, meaning you're giving it to yourself. Number 10, ACONs desire healing and breaking the cycle. What did they miss? Growing up in a toxic environment, adult children of narcissists often carry deep emotional wounds that hinder their personal growth, as well as remaining emotionally entangled in their family of origin. What do ACONs desire? Many seek healing from childhood trauma, often through therapy, coaching, self-reflection, and personal development. They are motivated to break the cycle of dysfunction and become emotionally healthier, more self-aware individuals. In recovery, they transform into what the family isn't. Their true selves are what was intended if they had not been in a dysfunctional or narcissistic family. If you resonate with this video, I highly recommend joining the free training, Build the Real Self You Were Never Allowed to Have. Check out the link below, totally free. Sign up and watch it. In this training, I address these hidden desires and help you achieve them through self-differentiation methods I've been using with clients for over 45 years. I hope you'll subscribe, comment, and like this video. I want to thank you for watching today. Have a great day and be wise.